WQBH. Detroit Community Radio, home of Black Classics.
WQBH is praising the Lord today with Mr. Paul's of Paul's Ship of Joy, sponsored by Paul's Cut Rate Drugs, 1414 Broadway in Detroit.
Well, I got Mr. Paul on the line of Paul's Cut Rate Drugs. He's been there for holding a little while. And we're going over to 1414 Broadway, the home of Mr. Paul's and Paul's Cut Rate Drugs. And we're so glad that he's up and kicking and looking good and feeling good. Isn't that right, Mr. Paul?
I sure am, and thank you, Queen. I know that your blessings and your prayers have helped out a whole lot. Let's put it that way.
Well, we're just so glad. You sound great.
Yes, I feel good, too.
Oh, I understand you have something to relieve folks who suffer from asthma.
Yes.
First of all, I'd like to thank you for the gifts that you gave to all of our special mothers at Mother's Day.
Oh, I brought that from Jerusalem for them.
Yeah, you went all out of the way so you could find special gifts, and it has been such a blessing to them, Mr. Paul.
Well, I enjoyed doing it, and I'll do it again.
Yes, you will.
Hopefully.
Yes, you will do it again.
I sure will.
Tell me now about asthma.
Well, there's a lot of people that are suffering from asthma, and, you can't cure asthma, but you can certainly give it a lot of relief. And we have a tablet called Asthma Rex that's helped a lot of people. It's a non-histamine compound for the fast relief of asthmatic symptoms and works to relax the bronchial spasms and opens up the bronchial tubes and eases breathing for temporary relief of bronchial asthma. There's so many people that are suffering with asthma, and a lot of things that touch it off, and a lot of things that people eat they're allergic to. And when they eat that cheese and milk and stuff like that, and it sets off a bronchial condition. And then a lot of people catch a cough and cold, and the bronchial tubes can become stuffed up with phlegm. And for that, they could use that SIP. SIP gets way down deep into the bronchial tubes and cuts loose that phlegm and the germ-laden phlegm, and also that nip cold capsule. A lot of people say to me, Mr. Paul, nip cold capsule works better for me on colds than penicillin. And it really does to a lot of people.
So for the asthma, we have Asthma Rex tablets.
It's a tablet, yeah.
And then we have the SIP and the nip.
SIP and nip.
I keep SIP around here all the time.
SIP is wonderful. I keep a bottle of it handy all the time.
Just turn it up sometimes. You think a cold is coming on, and just take a swig, and I tell you the truth, you feel a whole lot better.
Yeah, a little sneeze and a wheeze, and you get that SIP right away and get busy on it.
What about the liver colon detox for constipation? And why is it the liver involved? Why is that necessary?
Well, the colon handles the waste and poisons and rivers of stagnant mucus. Just like a person blows their nose, mucus comes on the internal, and it's discharged through normal bodily functions. But when these gluey wastes stick to the colon walls, they interfere with its normal action, and there can be a buildup of harmful poisons that can be an adversary effect to the body. And the person, it acts like a clogged sewer pipe. And what happens is the body is force-fed on its own waste material. And liver colon detox was formulated to remove the hardened waste that cling to the colon walls and gently lubricates and softens these accumulated wastes and then expels them gently while helping to relieve an abused intestinal tract.
So in other words, you could take this liver colon detox and go to work.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Many research scientists believe much of our illness and diseases originate from an unclean colon. And it's very important to keep your colon cleaned out and your liver.
What about the famous bear grease? You gave me some bear grease.
For the hair.
Yeah, and New Root. And the other day, what I did, I took that bear grease and I heated it. And I hot oiled my scalp. And the next day morning, I shampooed my hair. And I tell you, my hair feels altogether different because it's brittle, but that hot oiling with that bear grease can really help.
It certainly does. The bear grease is wonderful, and for hair and scalp, and a lot of times people that have trouble with their hair also have trouble with their fingernails, become very brittle. And we have a booster for that, for the hair and nails that you take internally. People lack horsetail silica in their system, and this tablet has the horsetail silica plus other herbs in there that are wonderful for the scalp and for the hair and for the nails. And we've had some marvelous results. You know, truth spreads through testimonial, isn't that right?
Oh,
Queen?
yes, word of mouth.
Absolutely. And a lot of people, we have a lot of beauty shops that are buying it, and dozen lots, and they're giving treatments to people. Just like you heated that up a little bit,
yeah,
they do the same thing. But a person also can take a little bit on their fingertips and massage it into their scalp, and it really does wonders. It really is wonderful. You know, if you ever been to a zoo, you've never seen, if you ever got close enough to a bear, you'd see the beautiful hair that a bear has, and you've never seen a bear that's bald. Let's put it that way.
So that New Root hair and nail booster, and you got the bear grease for the hair.
Absolutely.
And I want to let everybody know this bear grease is not real sticky and waxy. It's very soft and very gentle.
It is. Mm-hmm.
And very light. Now, tell us, we just talked to a lady earlier, and she was saying that maybe she thinks she's started going through the menopause. And tell us about the wife who was too tired for work, play, or love.
Well, we have a wonderful tablet. It's called Cardaway tablet, and it's wonderful for women. You know, women are different than men, much different, and different plumbing. And, during the menstrual period, a lot of times a woman will lose more blood than what she can manufacture. And this tablet here is something that it gives them pep and energy and vitality. It makes them feel a whole lot better. It has the wonderful ingredients, old-time herbs that have helped so many women that are sort of frigid, let's put it that way.
Uh-huh.
And a lot of times the husband says, I like the new you, after they take that wonderful tablet.
You can take it any age, can't you?
Yes, any age.
Uh-huh.
And then if the women are going through the change of life, we have those hot flash tablets that are so wonderful. We've had some wonderful results with them.
We have been praising the Lord today with Mr. Paul of Paul's Ship of Joy, sponsored by Paul's Cut Rate Drugs, 1414 Broadway in Detroit.
Praising the Lord.